anyone, and welcome back to Three Hopes, where we are picking up exactly where I left off.
Azure Gleam. Reprisal. Having repelled the forces of the Western Church, the Kingdom and Alliance armies joined together to launch a large-scale coordinated attack on the Empire. Preparing to assault a key Imperial position, the Kingdom Army uses northeastern Geert territory as a bridgehead to press further south. Meanwhile, a reliable ally returns to their side.
They're making a big deal of Rodrigue. I wonder if they're gonna kill him off.
It's good to see you safely back, Rodrigue. I understand matters have begun to settle down in the West.
They have. It took more than a few lengthy inquiries, but I believe we finally excised the foul seed of discord from our soil. And the changes at the top of houses Gideon, Mateus, and Elidor should ensure it never takes root again.
So they're keeping their territories then? I would have expected us to remove them completely after what they did.
Such is easier said than done. Our prior situation with House Kleiman took time as well.
Yes. Replacing the head of a territory always brings dissenters crawling out of the woodwork to oppose it. Be they nobles or commoners.
At least now we won't have to worry about our land descending into chaos behind us. We can't just keep repeating the same mistakes. I must say, though, I'm surprised this all went as smoothly as it did.
I did used to be the eminent Duke Fraldarius, remember? I have just a bit of experience with these things.
In any case, we must turn our gaze eastward. How's the Alliance holding up?
According to Gustav's report, Claude is holding out for the perfect opportunity to advance his army. Naturally, they don't favor their chances in a head-on clash with the famed Count Burgleys. So, for the time being, they intend to feign a deadlock and slowly dwindle away the enemy forces.
It seems the decision to reclaim the monastery was a shrewd one then. It's our best path forward.
I know we're slated to advance on Hevring territory, but shouldn't we hold off till the Alliance can come help us too?
No. On the contrary. If we can show our individual might warrants attention, the Empire will have no choice but to dispatch more troops west, which should in turn ease the burden on the Alliance and their army. Claude and I agreed to as much.
The real question is whether we can even trust him. It's impossible to tell if you ask me.
If anything, he might be trying to wear us down. Soften us up so he can beat the stuffing out of us later.
I doubt he would do something like that. At least, not in the midst of pursuing the same goal.
Yeah, I see why they have doubts, even though I love him, but again, they do have the same goal, so...
But you're right. Claude's tricky to pin down. You can never really tell what he's plotting.
If they make Claude a villain, I'm gonna be mad.
I don't believe we can be too cautious here. We should consider every possible angle.
Agreed. But if the Alliance does try anything, Gustav and the Knights of Seros should be more than enough to thwart their plans. For now, though, we march on. Ready your units.
So, we finally take aim at the Empire in earnest.
Yes. We must finish this swiftly, for the sake of all those caught in the middle.
If you don't mind me asking, Your Majesty, do you have it within you to topple the Emperor? I speak not of military prowess, nor the strength of our army. No. I speak of your emotions.
He's got a point. I mean, she's your stepsister. Anyone would hesitate to cut down their own family.
She is an old friend as well, though I doubt she has any recollection of it now. Rodrigue, do you truly think my hand will waver? I, who cleaved my own uncle's head from his shoulders? Now, seeing as the Empire was involved in the tragedy of Duskar, there is still much I must ask of her. In a way, she and I are no different. Starting wars of our own volition, sending countless innocent lives to the feet of the goddess. However noble one's reasoning may be, a deed like that cannot go unpunished. And if she refuses to yield, then as a king, and one seeking revenge at that, I will take her life.
I'm pleased to hear it. Oh, that reminds me. I meant to give you this earlier.
A letter?
One from Lady Patricia. I uncovered it during our inquiry of Viscount Elidor.
From my stepmother.
I hope you'll forgive the intrusion, but I have already examined its contents. The letter contains no new information of note. That said, I expect you'll find the subject matter quite disturbing indeed, Your Majesty.
Oh, good.
I see. I will read it later then.
Do I get to know?
Oh, Dimitri. Have you read that letter from your stepmom yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay, we do get to know.
It was a missive requesting the then Viscount Elidor's cooperation in her conspiracy against my father. She claimed he would have much to gain from the king's elimination, all while shrewdly expressing sympathy with his objections to the reforms. I had it investigated for signs of forgery as a precaution, but such a search returned nothing. The letter is authentic.
Meaning your stepmom was a willing participant in the tragedy of Dusker. She sent so many to die, and would have done the same to her own stepson if all had gone according to plan.
All out of the desire to see her daughter again. Or so Cornelius said. The wretch's words deserve little weight, but I believe she spoke true. In every memory I hold of my stepmother, she was always looking past me, as if the one she truly cared for was somewhere else entirely.
I don't feel like getting upset is going to help. I guess we can try and sympathize? Wouldn't it be a plot twist if Lady Patricia was the one who raised Chell? And I don't think that could be possible given the timeline, but it would certainly be something.
I can't imagine how that must have felt for you. But I'm sure it wasn't easy for your stepmom either, separated from her family like that.
Indeed. I don't forgive her for how she treated me, but I suppose the blame doesn't lie solely with her. Still, being faced with such plain evidence of her crimes is a difficult thing to come to terms with. I had once thought her among those I would avenge, yet now she lies squarely in the path of my fury.
Pretty heavy stuff, yeah.
I can tell you're troubled as well.
You can see straight through me, huh? Guess that's what 3 years together will do. It's Myson, that dark mage from before. He was familiar with my power somehow. And yeah, I know you said you trust me, but I'm not so sure I even trust myself anymore.
Yeah, Shell themselves I can kind of deal with at this point, but Narwhal's kind of acting suspicious right now.
I just can't stand not knowing the truth. Who am I, really?
No matter what answer awaits, I will continue to place my trust in you. That hasn't changed.
But what if I transform and attack you?
I would do whatever I must to restrain you, naturally. Failing that, forgive me. It helps no one to utter such words.
It's fine. If nothing else, the threat of death is good motivation for me to get this power under control.
Have you lost your mind? It almost sounds like you'd be okay with him killing you.
I mean, I would.
I don't want to die, of course. But if it was between that and killing a friend, I know which one I'd pick.
Wait a minute. Is that Nouvelle territory I see in the corner? Huh. That's something. Oh, I forgot about this. Okay.
What about this? What about this?
What do you think of this?
Ooh, eliminate the need for ingredients when cooking. I don't know if that would be permanent, though.
What
I use the
this?
blacksmith a lot, though, so I'm gonna go
I'll
with
handle
that.
it.
Now then.
Lots of talking to do. Let's get on with it.
That reminds me.
I'm actually a minor lord from House Gillinger, so I could be considered imperial nobility. My uncle is the head of the family now. He's a man who lives and breathes violence. I got sick of his guff and took off. I don't even consider him family anymore. He's been kicking up a fuss in the west, but it's high time we put him in his place. Okay. I'll take your word for it.
In truth,
His Majesty's mother passed away shortly after he was born, which meant he had to grow up without a mother's love. That is why he adored Lady Patricia as though she were his real mother. Perhaps I never should have shown him that letter. I think he needed to know, though.
Nuh-uh.
You don't have to worry about Dimitri. He's more mature than you think. Besides, the letter would have found its way to him eventually, even if you hadn't given it to him.
yes, I see.
A valid point. Perhaps you're right. I ask that you continue to support His Majesty as a trusted friend. Sure. And there's definitely other people I'd trust to do that more, but it is what it is.
The truth of it is,
How many years has it been since I lost my parents to the epidemic? My siblings and I had no place to call home, nor any food to eat after that. We were all wasting away. There was no one to turn to when we barely had any money, so I did some things I'm not proud of in order to survive. In that town we passed through a little bit ago, I saw so many kids in the same situation. It made me think about how we have to end this war as quickly as possible. I like the idea of Ash starting a restaurant at the end of all of this and taking in kids to teach them how to cook.
Hey!
Look, I don't mind fighting the Empire, but we have to let General Randolph live, do we? He turned a blind eye when I escaped from the Imperial camp. No one wants to be a part of the raids they're doing, not even him. Please, you've got to believe me. I don't know if I do, but okay.
You there. I wish to speak with you.
I received word that a suspicious character named Myson was among those colluding with the Western Church. This person reportedly wields a power similar to your own. Do you have any idea who they are? Nope.
Nuh-uh.
Not a clue, but I wouldn't remember even if there was some connection. My apologies, I did not intend to upset you. The Archbishop is concerned about this individual as well.
That is all.
Please understand that I was compelled to ask because of my position. However, I do trust you. Bold of Seteth, but okay. Guess that's that. Oh, I hate going around the camp that way. Why do I always end up doing it? My father has finally returned. He may have relinquished his position as a duke, but he's still running himself ragged. Not that I have any room to talk, since I'm always away fighting on the front lines. I really should go back home and see how my family is doing once in a while. Yeah, probably. I keep forgetting I have the Merc Whistle. I still don't really understand what it does. I heard we're going to start attacking the Empire a bunch. Have you lost your minds? How can this be happening? I don't want to die. Emotions?
Hey!
So what, you want to tell the Kingdom people who've suffered to just pack up and go home?
Wait, what?
Of course not. But maybe they could anyway? This belief that we need to fight violence with violence means I can't go and hide. Yeah, that's a mood.
What could it be? The story goes...
The situation being what it is, my father hasn't presented me with many marriage proposals lately. However, that also means House Galatea's finances won't be improving anytime soon. You need potatoes, Ingrid! Potatoes! I have no idea what I should do after the war is over. No, I can't think about this right now. I need to focus on the battle before us. Yeah, probably.
Have you need of me?
Even now, there are still nobles within Adrestia who care for its welfare, such as Baron Ox and Duke Gert. And then, of course, there are men like Count Burgles and Count Hevering. I've no objection to fighting them, but I do feel some slight hesitation. If only there was a way we could get them to work together with us to defeat Duke Ai's forces. But no, that's impossible. Maybe we could recruit them, who knows?
Greetings.
Shortly before the tragedy of Duska shook the kingdom, another major battle took place in the western part of the Empire. The Imperial army was on one side of the conflict, of course, but can you guess who they were up against? Wild guess.
Let's see.
Judging from your tone, it has to be someone unexpected, like an enemy invasion from overseas.
Amazing.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Actually.
The allied forces of Dagda and Bridget invaded southwest Fodlan from far across the sea. The Empire barely managed to repel them. Dagda was defeated and Bridget fell under Imperial rule. We're headed to the exact location of that fierce battle. Wonder if Petra has thoughts then.
What is it?
I walked until I thought my feet were going to fall off, but this land just stretches on forever. But get this, I heard that if you keep going a little further west, you'll see a gigantic ocean.
Whoa!
I thought the ocean was only to the north and south. You learn something new every day. Good for you, Raphael. Good for you.
I was thinking.
Oh, Commander, before I forget, have you heard the rumours about Geralt's mercenaries? Word is they're still with the Imperial Army under General Randolph's employ. I wanted to make sure I could fight alongside you, but I got injured in the last battle. So I'll be sent to the rear for a while. Just be careful out there, okay? What chapter am I on, actually? 10. Well, I guess 11 now, probably. Yeah, okay. I've been told it would be a good idea to duplicate my save for chapter 12, so I'm keeping an eye on things there.
Ah, it's you.
This is unfathomable. There is naught but cruelty and suffering at every turn, albeit to varying degrees. Villages burnt to the ground, towns deserted, rampant poverty. I have to wonder what Edelgard thinks of all this. Frustrated, I guess?
Let's see.
My guess is she's frustrated because she can't really do anything about it.
No.
She's the Emperor, one would think she could at least stop her forces from pillaging. If she truly cannot, then our suspicions are all but confirmed. Regardless of her circumstances, there is but one path before us.
Now then.
Take the Imperial capital and end the war. We need only press onward to achieve that. Yeah, I would not have suggested it if it hadn't been for that Word of God clip we got where Talis was recruiting Duke Aya.
Good day to you.
Because she clearly didn't look in control then. Long ago, parts of this area belonged to House Nouvelle. They produced a number of distinguished mages and were even favoured by the Emperor. Word has it they were utterly obliterated in the wake of the Dagda and Brigid War. I suppose no matter how prosperous a house is, they all fall to ruin eventually. Yeah, we've got to get Constance soon, haven't we?
Come to think of it.
The Kingdom and Central Church are carrying out a joint inquiry into the Western Church. They're doing it that way because some suspicious people infiltrated the church itself. Lady Rhea will be overseeing the inquiry as well. Once the investigation is complete, a new bishop will be appointed, and the West can begin working towards stability. Still, it makes you wonder how those mages managed to worm their way in to begin with. Yeah, it's not great. Let's face it. I am not knowing what has become of them, but I am thinking Brigid will no longer be having a relationship with the Empire in my lifetime. Even if the Empire wins?
I have this pleasure.
Yes. When they are burning their villages and hurting and stealing from their own people, they are not worthy of trusting. Good for you, Petra. I admire that.
You look well today.
Well,
The coming battle will be decisive. We face the Lords defending the Empire's western front. Gert, Ox, Gillinger, and then there's Heimer and Esser as well. Exactly 2 of those I heard of in the main game, and that was DLC only. Woohoo! Apart from Monica, I guess, because she's Von Ox.
what do you think?
No doubt you have heard of some of these houses before. 2 of them.
That reminds me.
I think we helped someone from House Ox a long time ago.
Right.
Yes, that's right. You may also remember Professor Hanneman, who taught in the classroom next to ours. He was from House Esser. Oh, that's why he's randomly with the Empire sometimes. That was never made clear, and I was very confused when I went up against him at one point in Houses. We have no strong attachments to them. However, some might find it difficult to raise their swords against this particular opponent.
Please.
Be mindful of such individuals. I'll do my best.
Well,
In fact,
You know, I used to think there was no reason for us to be at war. But after witnessing the devastation in the Empire, I realize there are some things that cannot be overlooked. We must save the people of this land, even if it means resorting to combat to do so.
well,
I am certain everyone in the Kingdom Army is fighting with the same conviction. And I'm not surprised, they really are going out of their way to make the Empire horrifying in this game.
hi there. Oh, that's right.
Did you know that there's a truly exquisite opera house in the Imperial city of Enbar? I went there with my mother and brother a long time ago. Every part of it was beautiful, from the performers to the architecture of the building. I completely lost myself in the opera, and all the pain and sadness I felt just drifted away. I would love to go back and see the opera again. Maybe I should talk to Dorothea about it. Yeah, possibly. Who did I miss over here? Oh, you. It appears that some generals in the Kingdom Army do not trust the Alliance. What about you? Do you have confidence in us as your allies in battle? The others, yes. You specifically, no. But I'll agree for Claude's sake.
Right on.
Yeah, I trust you. Claude's a different story, though. Wow, I am literally the other way round. I trust Claude and don't trust you. Huh, you are right to be wary of him. I cannot help but feel sorry for you, despite being our ally. That being said, we have not received any duplicitous orders from our blackguard leader. Of that I give you my word. Duplicious, I guess. I can't read and don't really care to when it says dialogue. The Empire lies in shambles. We won't even be able to rest in a nearby town at this rate. It may not be readily apparent within our camp, but many people have lost their homes and more continue to do so each day. I can sympathise with the loneliness that comes from losing one's place in the world. That was shockingly okay from Narwhal.
How's it going? You've got a spring in your step today.
Things have really calmed down in the kingdom. It's nice not having to look over our shoulders all the time. I'm relieved His Majesty was able to work things out and that the church is keeping order now. I appreciate what they're doing, but I have to admit, it's also kind of scary. What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean by scary? You're afraid of getting on their bad side?
Nuh-uh.
What? No, that's not it. All I'm saying is we're trusting them with a lot. Eh. Sometimes you just gotta do that.
How can I help you?
It's so nice and quiet here. Such a far cry from Ferdiad. It's the Guardian Moon, and yet there's nary a speck of snow. No one will be freezing to death, will they? I sure hope not. Up north, snow stays on the ground until the end of the year, though sometimes it's still falling during the Great Tree Moon. They say the grass is always greener, and it turns out I'm a little green with envy myself. Maybe you can move there after the war if you like it so much. How did things get to such an awful point? Where in the world is Adie? They say she's injured and that Duke Ire is leading the Empire in her stead. What if Adie's already... No, I don't even want to think about it. I think that's fair. My adoptive father sent a missive appraising me of the Alliance's progress. They have already crossed the Aramid River and invaded Empire territory, though the Imperial Army has been slow to respond. Something is clearly amiss in their ranks. I'm concerned about Edelgard. Interesting that Marianne is concerned about Edelgard. A whole bunch of people have been defecting from the Empire lately. I did the same. I worked for the Empire at the beginning of the war, betting they would win.
Yep, that's all.
But now my money's on the Kingdom. I'm riding this prize horse to victory. Sweet. I do wonder if we're going to get any Empire people, because they did point out specifically that Ferdy and I think Hubert had run off together, so maybe we'll end up with them. That would be hilarious if Hubert was on not the Empire's side. You okay?
Hey!
You doing alright?
Thanks!
Yeah, thanks. Just trying to hold back a sigh. Staying quiet is just less effort overall, unless you wanted to chat about something. If that's the case, we can talk as long as you want. Maybe that'll be better, honestly. I wish I could, but... I don't think I can.
I'm thinking. The thing is...
6 months ago, I wanted to protect everyone from the Imperial invasion. But now we're the ones invading. I can't help but feel kind of guilty about it.
Yeah,
I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel the same way. I just try not to think about it. I don't know how you can just push it from your mind like that. It's amazing.
Let's give it our all.
I can't let every little thing get to me. I'm going to do my best to follow your example. And I'm going to do my best to talk like a human. Bandits attacked my caravan not far from here. I was the sole survivor. I had no idea what to do or where to go, but the Knights of Seros came to my rescue. All this time I thought the Central Church was just a steaming pile of garbage, but I guess I was wildly mistaken. Okay then.
Hold on.
Us mercenaries can't always choose who we fight. But if I have to kill someone, I'd rather they be bad guys like the Empire. How about you? Yeah. Yeah, I'll take them over fighting with the good guys any day, no question.
Alright.
Let's put as many of them in the ground as we can and restore peace to the world. I shall do my best.
Greetings, friend. Nothing to report.
Greetings, Commander. Nothing to report. Well, actually, there's loads to report, just nothing inside the base. The Imperial territories are in complete chaos. My family lives in Embar and I'm worried sick about them. Yeah, that's stressful.
Seriously?
So, Balthus, what were you doing cozying up to the Empire? Did they pay you that well?
Right.
Pretty much. Till a few months ago, I was practically living in the lap of luxury. You picked a bad time to defect then. I suppose you like taking orders from a snivelling lowlife.
I don't know.
You're really gonna go there, huh? Well, I guess you'll know all things about taking orders from lowlives. I heard you were fighting alongside those chumps from House Row and Ariam Road.
Damn.
As if I went back there by choice. A stable's manure pit would be 1,000 times more preferable. Ha, you still got a mouth on you, that's for sure. But you know, it's oddly comforting. Right back at you. I'm relieved you're still the same old meathead. It is fun to see the Abyssians getting back together again. I enjoy them.
What do you want?
Well, quit staring a hole through me, would you? All I'm doing is delivering some packages for my lady. More specifically, I serve Lady Hilda of House Goneril. This one's got tea leaves for Lord Lawrence, and this one contains sweets for Lady Marianne. Then there's this dusty old book for Sir Ignatz. I want some meat for Sir Raphael. Go ahead and check them out if you don't believe me. I swear to the goddess I ain't doing nothing shady. That's adorable. Hilda sending them care packages. Oh, I've already spoken to you. Okay. I swear I spoke to everyone in the command bit, but that's where Rodrigue was standing, right?
Come this way. That aside.
The time is ripe for us to seize the Empire's lands. The enemy will undoubtedly risk life and limb to resist, just as we did 6 months ago. We mustn't forget that we're the invaders this time, trampling through others' lands. Yeah, it's messy. Right.
Hey, Happy. You got a minute?
I have several. Need something?
So, I heard a little about your past, and I was wondering if you wouldn't mind telling me more about it.
I see. So now you know, huh? Not the most pleasant story. What did you want to know?
I was thinking about how you asked all those questions about my mom, and I realized you were probably worried I went through the same thing as you.
Yeah, that about sums it up. You do have those mysterious powers after all. When I was little, some strange lady kidnapped me. I became a test subject for her twisted experiments. That's how I ended up with my condition, or whatever you want to call it. Not that it's life-threatening.
Safe to say my mom never did anything like that. I'm pretty sure I'd remember it if she did. She didn't really talk much, but I don't think she had a deceitful bone in her body. Her life was kinda just what you'd expect out in a village like that. She did keep to herself, though. Thinking about it more, it's possible she was on the run from someone.
That does sound a little worrying. But in any event, I'm glad you didn't go through what I did. And unlike me, it seems you've got a pretty good handle on your powers.
Let's be sus about this.
Nah, I don't really have full control of them yet. You never know when something might go wrong. One day that sword might overtake me, and I'll turn into a monster. Like something out of a fairy tale.
Is this foreshadowing?
If that ever happens, I'll just sigh, and you'll come running. Then me and all your old friends would put you out of your misery. Now that's a real fairy tale ending.
Well, that won't give me nightmares at all. But if it ever came to it, I think that's how I'd like to go. Mercenaries need to use every weapon and tactic at their disposal. Maybe flinging these powers around isn't such a good idea. But right now, I need to do whatever I can to stay alive. Now honestly, I should probably take a page out of your book and only use them as a last resort. I think that's what makes you pretty incredible, Happy. You've got this power right there, but choose not to use it.
I think that means I just gave up. You're way more amazing because you're still trying. No doubt about it.
No, you're the amazing one. And you can't tell me otherwise.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Anyway, was that all? 'Cause I feel like I need to move.
Yeah, thanks for talking with me. You going to train?
Yep. Figure it couldn't hurt to put in a little effort. You should come too if you're free. I hope to see you there.
Come to think of it. Experiments, huh? What did that dream even mean?
What dream? That was an ominous way to leave that off. Okay. At least that's all the shell we have to deal with for now.
Felix, what are you doing here?
I had business in the capital. Speaking of, I hear you're that boar's knight now.
Or... Oh, you mean His Majesty?
Yeah, him. You must have it rough with a tiresome man like that leading you.
I think you're exaggerating, Felix. I wouldn't call him that at all. In fact, he even does our jobs for us sometimes. Although he has been trying to rely on us a little more lately.
See, that's exactly why he's such a problem. You should steal your job back from him once in a while. Use force if you have to.
Felix, are you?
Anyway, the castle has certainly changed in the past, what, 2 years since he took over? For one thing, there are many more commoners among the knights.
You have a good eye to notice that. But yes, His Majesty says there are pros and cons to it. For example, knights from noble families tend to be more polite and respectful. There were a lot of scuffles and misunderstandings in the beginning, but things seem to be calming down now.
And which are you, noble or commoner? You became a knight on Lord Lenato's recommendation, right?
Yeah, my situation is kind of strange. I'm almost stuck right in the middle. Still, I feel like there are things only I can do precisely because I don't fit into either box. But whenever I'm in real trouble, His Majesty and Dedue always come to my aid. So that's good.
Dedue as well, huh?
Yep. Even the knights accept him as one of us now. No one's a better cook or more skilled with their hands. And he's a proper demon on the battlefield to boot. I hope to be more like him someday.
Please, no. One of him is more than enough. Especially that blind loyalty. Imitate that and you'll only end up throwing away your life on the battlefield.
Oh, are you worried about us? That's sweet, Felix. I always had the impression you cared for your friends, and now I know I'm right.
Excuse me?
I mean, sure, the things you say are pretty harsh, but you can't bring yourself to actually abandon someone. You always show so much concern for me, and for Dedue, and even for His Majesty.
Yeah, well, it'd be more work for me if anything happened to you, that's all. I'm busy enough as it is. Can't afford to take on more issues.
Well then, I'll do my best not to add to your problems.
I doubt you'll need to try that hard. You do a decent enough job of supporting folks already. So, keep up the good work and maybe I'll lend you a hand someday. You know, if you need it.
Thanks, Felix. I'll be counting on you.
Weird motivational talks from Felix it is.
Ah, Annette! Good day to you! I see you remain as sprightly and sweet as a newly bloomed flower.
Hi, Lawrence.
Yeah, that's about the right response.
Oh my. Have I done something to invite your displeasure?
You exist.
You just kinda brought back a bad memory from a long time ago. Back at the School of Sorcery, there was this one time this noble guy made fun of me.
What manner of cur would dare do such a thing?
Wasn't he at the School of Sorcery?
If a noble ever presumes to mock your genius, point me in their direction so I might give them a taste of their own medicine.
Well, then pop the cork on that medicine bottle and take a nice big gulp.
Yep.
Hold a moment. Are you implying that I am the one who mocked you?
I'm not implying it, I'm saying it. You made fun of me the first time we ever met. You were all like, I say, you there, this is no place for a child. Now run along to your parents before I summon the watch. We simply cannot abide a common scullery maid wandering these hallowed halls. Why, we'd be made a laughingstock.
Quality.
You thought I was some lost kid, and you called me a scullery maid.
Yes, I do seem to vaguely recall the incident. Oh, so that scullery maid was you! That is, you were in fact no maid at all, but the noble niece of Baron Dominic. You have my sincerest apologies for the error. Pray forgive my impertinent tongue.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, It would be silly to keep hanging onto a grudge like that, right?
If we'd had but another chance to properly converse back then, I'm certain the matter would have been cleared up with some ease. But sadly, that day was both our first and last opportunity to meet.
Now that you mention it, I don't remember seeing you around after that.
Yes, because my father swiftly summoned me back to Alliance territory. After the king's death, the kingdom had become too unstable for me to remain there any longer.
Oh, right. That was right around the tragedy of Duscar.
My father worried that relations between the kingdom and Alliance might become strained. As such, I was forced to leave school mere days after my arrival.
Huh. Kind of funny how we keep ending up together like this.
Yes, it seems fate strives to keep us together, whether at the School of Sorcery, the Academy, or here. And I, for one, look forward to seeing what the future holds.
Me too. But if you ever call me a kid or a maid again, no amount of summoning the watch is gonna save you.
I swear on my life, those words shall never cross my lips again. And by way of apology for my odious blunder, I hereby swear to come to your aid if ever you require it. Just say the word, and I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, will hurry to your side.
And there's the full name. Yeah, I too would be vaguely afraid of him. Good grief, there's a lot going on here.
What's this? A stack of pictures? Let's see here. Cat, cat, cat. Scenery. Cat. Sure are a lot of cats here.
It's me.
Oh, and a picture of me playing with a cat.
Also me.
Happy?
Hey, Iggy. What are you doing here?
I, just had something to take care of. Nothing important, though. Happy? What are you holding?
These? Oh, I just found them here. One of them is actually a picture of me. I wonder who decided to draw me without bothering to, you know, tell me?
Yeah, that's not very nice.
You know a lot about art and stuff, right? Any idea who might have done this?
Well, it's not easy to determine an artist based on pen strokes alone.
Yeah, not that. I wanted to know if you knew anyone else who drew stuff.
Well, there's a lot of cat pictures, so someone who likes animals, maybe?
It's still me.
Maybe. I mean, it's a lot of cats.
Sorry I wasn't much help. Anyway, I should go.
Wait, cats. I didn't mention the cats to you.
Oh!
You drew these, Iggy. There's no way you could know about the cats otherwise. You lied to me. I can't believe this.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I drew you without your permission.
That's not what I'm mad about, Iggy. I'm just mad you tried to lie to me.
You're right. I did. I'm sorry.
I looked really cute in the picture, so all I wanted to do was say thanks.
You looked cute?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know who drew it.
So you're not angry I drew you without asking?
Pretty sure I just told you that.
You're right. I suppose I misread the situation.
It's fine. Can I have the picture?
Sure. Keep as many as you want.
As if I didn't already love Ignatz enough, he has many pictures of cats. Ideal.
Oh dear, she left some of her feet again today. She might even be sick. But what do I do if she is?
You should give her hay instead of feed.
Oh, Marianne, I didn't notice you there. Wait, what's wrong with feed?
Oats aren't enough. For a horse, I mean. Not enough nutritional value.
I suppose I have been giving her a good amount of oats recently. Is that really what's making her unwell?
Yes. Probably.
In that case, I'll find some hay for her right away. Thanks for the advice. You sure know a lot.
Oh, no, not at all.
There's no need to be humble when you clearly know so much. Speaking of which, would you mind if I asked you some other questions?
No, I should have minded my own. Please excuse me.
Hey, wait! There There's so much I want to ask! What do I do? I only brought her on the battlefield once, but now she refuses to take even a single step.
I think, she's scared.
What? Really?
I can try to calm her down, but I don't know. Easy, girl, easy. I know that was scary, but you're safe now. Shh.
Amazing! She's walking again!
She said she hates the stench of blood on the battlefield. That's why she didn't want to move.
Oh, well that makes sense. Wait, did you just talk to my horse?
Yes, well, I mean, sort of. I just kind of understand.
That's incredible. How do you do that? And can you teach me?
It's really just, I sort of imagine what they're thinking based on little movements, or... I'm sorry. I'm not helpful. I should go.
Not helpful? This is the second time you've helped me and her both. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself, Marianne. Have a little confidence in your abilities.
Please excuse me.
Wait, I didn't even get to thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother with the Alliance ones as much, because again, I'd rather save them for their route, but since Kingdom people are involved, I'm going for it.
You have something to say, or do you just like staring at me?
Merely thinking about your brother, that's all. I only caught a glimpse of him at Aryan Road, but he was nothing like what the rumors suggested.
You mean the ones about the eldest son of a noble family falling from grace? Taking up a life of banditry and wanton destruction?
The very same. They say he was a foul knave who stole not to survive, but because he took such great pleasure from the act. Still, I suppose one shouldn't take such rumors at face value.
Actually, there's a fair amount of truth to what they say. At least there was, up until 2 years ago. Yet still, His Majesty thought it was wise to recruit him to our side, and somehow managed to do just that.
Yes, I hear he wooed your brother with the chance to demonstrate how the Crestless can still make something of themselves. His honeyed words drew him in, at which point he began to play the man's inferiority complex like a mandolin.
Seems like you're more cunning than I realized. You really have eyes and ears everywhere, huh?
You're one to talk of cunning, springing as you do from the loins of Margrave Gautier himself.
Wow, I hate that phrasing. Thanks, Yuri.
I know you've been keeping tabs on my every move.
What?
In my line of work, one learns to pick up on hostile presences rather quickly. From the day we met, you've been waiting for me to take one wrong step so you can cut me down. I'd heard the heir of House Gautier was nothing more than a base philanderer. But it seems that rumor isn't completely true either. Just look at you. Having the gall to call me out while you hide behind the murderous grin plastered on your face. I know you've killed without hesitation.
Hey, we've all made mistakes. There's no need to rehash the past. And what's this murderous grin you're talking about? What would that even look like?
The fact you aren't conscious of it makes you all the more dangerous. Unless that pained grimace just now was also part of your act. Regardless, that crest-bearing fool nickname you picked up seems woefully inappropriate for one of your caliber. It's clear you inherited your father's cunning, and then some.
I'm not sure whether to take that as a compliment or just start sobbing.
That's a good reaction image.
The former. There aren't many in Fodling capable of winning my true respect. For my part, I'll watch where I step, lest I end up with one of your blades lodged in my back.
That felt way more dramatic than I expected, okay. Right, now we've caught up on the supports, I will go use up some points and be back when plot happens. Okay, we have another paralogue to do. And I spent a lot of money leveling up Rodrigue and Sylvain for this, because I haven't used them in quite a while.
Phew. There may not be snow here, but the wind still settles right in your bones.
Make sure to stay warm, all right? It's often coldest in places without snow.
Apologies for dragging you so far north, and then saddling you with reconnaissance duties. Still, how are things looking?
Thought for sure we'd see signs of the enemy by now, but I've got nothing. You really think those Srang folks are coming over these mountains? Seems like a pretty risky plan.
Oh, they will come. It's in their nature.
And if I know their leader, this will be a much larger raid than normal.
Let's ask about the leader.
This leader sounds like a big deal.
Yes, he's quite well versed in Fodlan's culture and military strategy alike.
After he was surrendered to Margrave Gautier as a prisoner of war, he was held here for some time. The Margrave lost his wife to the Srang offensive, and I know he harbored many ill feelings towards their people. But he also hoped to improve relations between the two peoples, and thusly treated his prisoner well, teaching him our language and customs.
Clearly that went well if the guy's coming to attack again.
Sadly, the prisoner did not appreciate the effort. He fled Margrave Gautier at his first opportunity and scurried back home.
But can't blame the prisoner for doing that either.
But if Srang offered him as a hostage, why would they welcome him back?
It's all a bit muddled and unclear. Father dispatched men to find out the truth of the matter, but everyone feigned ignorance.
Still, he now leads the Srang forces, which means they must have at least some respect for the man. Doubtless they were pleased when he walked in the door with inside knowledge of Fodlan practically oozing from his pores.
You've got one interesting neighbor, I'll give you that. Things are tougher in the north than I thought.
I'm glad you've come to understand our situation, at least in some small part.
Our preparations are complete, Father. Perhaps it's time we gather the generals?
Yes. Once everyone is here, we'll depart for the Ruska Mountains and take shelter at the stronghold in the foothills.
That stronghold again? We're practically retracing the entire northern campaign at this point.
Yes, that is where hostilities began, isn't it? Your Majesty, House Gautier should have been able to handle this situation ourselves. Pray forgive me for dragging you into it.
Not at all. Gautier and Fraldarius have long been allies in the fight against the forces of Srang. It is only right that the leader of House Blathid should come to your aid in a time of such crisis. I'll be counting on you and Sylvain as well.
Yeah, sure.
Don't worry, we'll send these folks packing.
Great. In that case, maybe I'll kick back and let you do all of the... Kidding. Kidding. Of course, I'll give this everything I have. Well, except my life. I'll be keeping that.
I'll do my best as well, Margrave. Though, having ceded the Fraldarius title to my son, I fear I am not but a common military man now.
False modesty ill suits you, Rodrigue. Now let's all go out there and make our king proud. Brave soldiers of Vargas, I task you now with this. Defeat the forces of Sprung and prove your might anew.
Lonku, do you mind not sitting in front of my screen as soon as I start recording? Strange little man. Right.
Move out! Not a problem. I've got this.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
We must act now, before the let us see.
I will hold down the stronghold. You focus on dispatching the enemy.
Here it comes! Take this! You're done!
How profound. To stand on the same battlefield where my father once fought.
Not a problem. I'm here to help.
I've awaited this moment.
And repeating the same fight as well. Not sure how I feel about that one.
I refuse to hold back. You won't stop me! We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our...
I'll make I'm ready to go.
Let us crush their defenses!
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
Let us allow me.
Let's take the stronghold.
I feel as though I'm fighting alongside the young Margrave and late king once again. It's quite the sensation.
By my honor, I will fulfill my duty.
Oh, I love how
I'm
fancy
honored
these
you think I
finishes are.
stack up to my father. I can't help but feel like I pale in comparison.
Enough of that. You are more than worthy of the comparison. And to one day take...
We must act now, before the worry set. Let us see what we can do.
I've got
His
Take a
place
breather.
as the Margrave.
Hey, Dimitri's already blazed that path, so he's got to know what he's talking about.
We will proceed as planned. We...
Now, strike with all your might.
There will be no end if we stay on the defensive. Perhaps we should take the fight to our enemy instead. We must act now, before the worry sets in. Let us see what we can do.
Always good at them
Hear you loud
throwing
and clear.
time limits for me. Love that.
I'll make short work of this.
Wow, it's only giving
We
me
will
2
proceed
minutes
as
as well. Good grief.
We
Well,
must...
hopefully they'll run up
These
there
wild
quickly.
tactics remind me of my father's chess strategies. Wait, I think they might be trying to reach our base.
Let us crush their
At least everyone's on horses, so... Or has ridiculous speed stats.
Now, strike with all your might.
Not, I've got this.
Let us see.
My father's first wife, the one who died in the Sprung raids. What was she like?
She was a classmate of ours at the academy, and the star pupil of the Black Eagles.
I understand he earned his Wall of Ice moniker after she was lost.
Interesting that
We must act now, before the
Miklan's
worry
mum
sets
was from Imperial Kingdom. I swear I have a brain. It's just
Let
not
us see
keeping up
what we
very
can
well,
do.
as you can probably tell.
We must
Indeed. Before that, he was a lively young man, cheerful and friendly to the last.
Not a problem. I'm here to help. Not a problem.
Also a wild
I'm
time
here
to
to
be just
help.
talking about
We will proceed
your
as planned.
dad's former wife
will
while
move
we're
to
in the middle
assist.
of
Hear you
fighting
loud
for
and
our
clear.
lives, but you know,
I'll make short work of this.
Emblem's got a fire, I guess.
That should make things easier, but there's still the commander to deal with.
This payback has been years in the making, Gautier!
Same to you too, I guess.
That guy. The one who's as loud as a cannon. That must be who we're looking for.
Everything is going swimmingly. I
Take
doubt
a
even
breather.
Lambert could find fault with us.
I pray my son isn't causing you or His Majesty too much trouble.
Guard this place with your lives.
Show them how firmly our defenses can hold.
I don't think I really
must
need
act
to be
now,
taking all the
before the
strongholds
worry
down
sets
here,
in.
I just really
Let us-
like doing that. Also, I'll probably get more bonuses if I manage to destroy more things.
Not a problem. I've got this.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Allow me.
A resounding success.
Don't hate us for this! Our way of life hangs in the balance!
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our...
We must act now, before the world... Let us see what we can do.
Not a problem. I've got this.
I've awaited this moment.
Sylvain! It's been a long time, old friend. I hear your brother kicked off.
Yes, he did. But what do you care? You're the one who left us behind, remember?
What now? Old friendship?
This stronghold will fall!
That came out of nowhere.
Not bad at all. But do you really think you can best me?
I think we just did. Yeah.
Perhaps I thought too highly of my troops. But I can retreat with my pride intact.
Yeah, and don't come back. Or if you do, at least leave your weapons and soldiers behind.
I'll think about it.
They descended upon us like a storm.
I've never seen the people of Srang fight with such ferocity, and their leader was a pure terror.
I mean, it took me all of like 5 seconds to beat, so not really, but sure.
Still, I thought that man more discerning than to simply attempt to batter his way into Fargus.
Someone incited them, I guess?
Sounds like someone lit a fire under them. Probably convinced them this was their chance to take out the kingdom. What with our being occupied with the Empire and all.
But who would this flamestoker be? Someone from Adrestia, perhaps.
We can't discount Cornelia and her ilk. They're like a bad rash that won't go away.
It will take time to pin down the truth. But even if this is the result of some outside influence on the Srang clans, the fault still lies with me. I never should have educated that man.
Don't blame yourself, Father.
The people of Srang do not speak the language of Fodlan. Had he never learned it...
Yet Sylvain was only able to get through to him as a result of your teachings. And though his words lacked compassion, it was still quite remarkable to hear him speak at all. I was raised to think of the Srang people as demons who emerged unbidden from the snowy tundra.
You begin to see why they don't like each other, don't you?
Considering that, exchanging even a few meager sentences with them feels like a miracle.
I agree with His Majesty. We will never achieve peace without understanding each other. And you know we can't end this through sheer force of arms alone, Father.
We already understand our enemy perfectly well. They fight for a port that is not choked with ice, and for land that is warm and fertile. Yet Fargus is hardly a region of abundance, and there is nothing we can spare them. So how exactly do you hope to achieve peace amidst such scarcity?
I don't know, yet. But I'll keep searching for a way, even if it takes my entire life.
You remain as naive as ever, boy.
Wow, Margrave Gautier is A+ parenting. I mean, that's really clear between his sons.
Matthias, wait! Apologies, Your Majesty. I will go speak with him. You should make ready to head back.
What the Margrave says is reasonable, yet I sense an earnestness in your words as well, Sylvain.
Oh, I'm earnest, all right. I'll drag our people kicking and screaming to peace if that's what I have to do.
I'm going to encourage him.
Peace with Srang doesn't sound like some hopeless ideal to me. I'm sure you'll find a way to pull it off.
Thanks. That means a lot.
I'm not surprised if your dad is like that.
Regardless, we must eliminate this threat if we ever hope to free ourselves from the power of the relics. Still, there's no reason we must do so through military might and bloodshed, if another way will suffice. I appreciate the way you think, Sylvain. I truly do.
And I'm always impressed with how much you hate warfare, considering how good you are at it.
Is your father going to be okay? He didn't exactly take well to your opinion back there.
Trust me, I've been his son for long enough to know that the feelings he keeps private can fill a library. If he really thought I was some kind of naive idiot, he'd have kept it to himself.
Then why did he say it?
There's something else weighing on his mind here. I'm certain of it.
There you are, Matthias.
Do you remember the night of the ball, Rodrigue? Back in our days at the Academy? You, me, and Lambert grew weary of the festivities and stole away to train by ourselves.
How could I forget? The stars in that sky were a true sight to behold. We talked about all sorts of things that night. It was the first time we ever discussed our dreams for the future, and the last as well.
Lambert told us how he hoped to forge a peace between Fargus and the people of Srang in Dusker.
Ha! He certainly did. And once he was named king, the man did his best to see it through. Srang may have been a lost cause, but he worked tirelessly to bring Dusker into the fold.
I called him naive that night. His dreams sounded like the thing of childhood storybooks and cradle tales. But these days I wonder if I wasn't the naive one. He always took the long view of things, saw the whole continent unfolding before him. But me? I've lost too many over the years, and their blood clouds my vision. I could never see things now as he once did.
Again, Fargus needs therapists.
Could there really be a pathway to peace?
You haven't changed one bit, Matthias. If you regret what you said to Sylvain, I suggest you find him and apologize before this goes any further.
Yes. Yes, you're right.
Oh, lots of ruin. Sweet. Anyway, we do have supports, but I feel like this is already going to be a long episode, so To heck with it. Let's go fight more.
Houses Gert, Esser, Lockin, and Ox. I can't believe we'll be facing them all at once.
What do you expect? From their standpoint, this is an invasion. And they are the ones to repel it. They fight to protect their homes, their families, their livelihoods, just as we would fight to protect ours. We would all do well not to forget that. Be sure to tell those under your commands the same.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Feeling guilty about this isn't gonna change anything. We still have to fight, and we still have to win.
You're right. This is the only way we'll ever get peace back in Fodlan.
There's no turning back now. Not after what we've done. But I don't regret any of it. I believe in the path we're on, the very one that's led us to the battle ahead.
Lasting peace is waiting for you on the other side of this fight. You've got my power to see you through it.
This feels weirdly endgame, something that's not endgame.
It doesn't matter what any of us say, Boar. You know what needs to be done. We'll have plenty of time to grieve once this is all over. So stick to the plan and don't look back.
We stand here because we believe in you, Your Majesty.
I see. I'm heartened to know I have your trust. Whenever I've lost my way, all of you have been there to help me recover it.
It's the least we can do. Both as your subjects and your friends.
Everything seems to be in order, Your Majesty. Sorry, am I interrupting something here?
No, we've just finished. We will need your strength in this battle, Rodrigue.
And my strength you'll have. Let's show these Imperial scoundrels what a mistake it is to cross the people of Fargus.
Hey, Constance and Lindhart. Man, they're expensive. Shame, because those two do look good, but I want the units. I like them.
So many noble Imperial houses of...
I'm on it. No chuck, just leave it to me.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Begin the... I have your back.
I'll do what I can. I'm here to help.
I will give it my all. Please support them.
I'll do my best. I'll back them up.
Just leave it
assembled on the battlefield. From the looks of it, they're desperate to defend the Empire.
As are we to fight for our home. First, we must make haste and take the main hall.
Duke Gert is holed up in the main hall, but capturing strongholds and besieging the enemy should draw him out.
All right, let's aim for the closest stronghold first. Easy does it.
It's over! I'm on it. No chuck, just leave it to me.
We must... I've awaited this moment. I refuse to hold back. You won't stop me!
On to the next ones.
Something doesn't seem quite right.
Already here.
Does this feel a little too easy to anyone else?
Smash that stronghold into rubble!
I'm coming!
Shall we? I must succeed.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
I'm on it. No charge. Just... We doing this or what? Smash that stronghold into rubble!
Wonderful progress. That should put us at ease for the time being.
Here they are, right on schedule. All units, move out and take the Kingdom forces down!
Hey, Monica.
Not a problem. I've got this. Take a breather.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Shall we? I must succeed.
So the enemy general finally shows. We've got to put them on the defensive. You're done!
The strongholds belong to us now. Still, it all seems to be going too smoothly.
Yeah.
They're all over us! I can't stay here any longer!
Don't think you can escape! After her, quick!
Felix, don't break ranks!
Not a problem. I've got this.
So, do we have to go up through the middle now? And I guess so.
I'm on it. Just leave it to me.
Remember our objective. We will not be able to besiege the enemy until we've captured the strongholds.
Okay, so I wonder how I open those up. Oh, there's a gatekeeper here. I'll probably be it.
Still here.
There, the path is clear. Wait.
What are we waiting for? I don't really know, but I don't trust it.
We will proceed as planned. We move.
I want you guys to stay near these gates for now.
I'm on it. Let's move.
Shall we?
Except for Setith. You're mobile enough that I'm gonna send you there.
You've walked right into my trap.
And I figured it was a trap.
I simply can't waste this golden opportunity.
What are you doing to us? Oh sweet, these have opened. That's what I was hoping for.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Oh, well, one of them has.
I'm on it. Just leave it to me.
Hanneman shall have
I
his
shall take the
day.
lead.
Oh.
Death from above. Zow!
It's an ambush! Everyone fall back! We can take down the enemies at the rear first!
Oh, Lindy's back. This time with horse.
Now we tighten the net. We can't let any of our units fall before we have them surrounded.
Linhardt! Are we gonna have to kill him?
Constance! Oh, that's a look.
I fear that I'll just get in your way and ruin the wonderful strategy you've all thought up.
I didn't get an option to persuade Constance,
No,
did I?
was that Constance? Please, let me talk to her.
Maybe we did. I just wasn't paying attention. Right.
We will proceed as planned.
Where are you, Constance? Over there, okay.
We will proceed as planned.
Right, so that's opened that way.
Shall we?
Just trying to get my bearings again.
Not a problem. I've got this.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Just time to wreck stuff.
Time to wreck stuff indeed.
Death is coming. It's over.
Reinforcements! We'll have to outlast them somehow, sorry.
I won't ask you to switch sides, but maybe we could stop fighting at least?
You could have said as much before you beat me up. You're all cruel, you know that? But fine.
Love you, Lindy. Oh, is that Manuela? It is Manuela. Wild. Right.
We must... I've awaited this moment. To me, Felix!
Give me a hand, Thor!
I think you mean a tusk. Stand down!
Oh, I think you need a hand, Boar. I think you mean a tusk. Is really funny. Can we get you,
Victory
Connie?
must be ours. We will raise the city and
Looks
the
like
kingdom
it.
army with it.
How dare you threaten our lands, Vargas worms!
Okie dokes.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the...
Shall we? I must succeed.
I'm on it. No charge.
More of them?
Onward!
When will it ever end?
Please, let's stop this. I could never bring myself to kill you.
Yes, let us unite. This is the end.
So the goddess wishes me to suffer even further embarrassment.
They have the numbers. Above all else, we must protect His Majesty.
It matters not how many rank-and-file soldiers fall. I am the Viscount, and I must not die here. Not interfere!
No.
Somebody threw the for us. No, we cannot allow them to gain momentum.
Surrender!
Let's
time has come to remount our attacks on the main hall.
Cross you will see my territory invaded. I cannot suffer that to happen.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our...
Not a problem. I've got this.
I'm on it. No charge.
Quality music going on here.
No, not yet.
This stronghold will fall!
Still in the fight.
That's too close for comfort. I refuse to die in a place like this.
I'm with
Let
you!
us crush their defenses.
Surrender!
Come with me.
To victory!
I definitely didn't press the button that time. I don't know if that just happens when you finish the awakening, but...
Yes, let us unite.
That lamppost sure is threatening.
Shall we? I must succeed.
I'm on it. No charge. Just leave it to me.
The honor is mine. To me, Felix.
Give me a hand, Thor!
I think you mean a test. Stand down!
He's blunted after all. Forgive me, my dear Monica.
Oh, he died. Okay.
Father, no! You didn't have to! My mistake led to my father's death. I shall have revenge.
I mean, whatever you want to do.
I'm on it. Just leave it to...
We will proceed as planned. We must strive.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Just time to wreck stuff.
She got the better of us before, but not this time.
Monica! Oh dear! Perhaps it's time we join the battle in earnest.
I won't watch her die. Let's go, Hanneman.
For the love of God!
I'm all right.
Shall we? I must succeed.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform...
I'll do my best. Let's move.
I will give it my all. I shall do my part.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to...
Not a problem. I've got this.
I'm on it. No charge. Just leave it to me.
The time for calm has passed. Who knows what I may do now?
I shall make them work for it, if nothing else.
You think you can just storm your way in here and do as you please?
Nice for allies to keep interrupting her monologue, but you know.
It's so dreadful to see a familiar face across the battlefield. That said, I will not back down.
You know nothing of this empire, and nothing of our emperor!
So you're an Imperial General now, Professor Monroe.
I can't...
I'm on it. No charge. Just leave it to me.
I've got my turn.
I won't.
Let her go. The battle isn't over. We must prepare for our next maneuver.
You're looking a little worse for wear. Let me heal you.
This is not...
Can never be too careful.
If she keeps healing him like that, this battle will never end. Let us deal with Monrella first.
You're done!
Not just yet.
Okay then.
Move out. Not a problem. I've got this.
I must. My duty calls. I require assistance.
To victory!
Yes, let us unite. This is the end.
Who would have thought you would actually put in the effort to save me? But I must thank you all the same.
There's still so much I want to do in life. I have to withdraw.
Shall we? Are you in need of my assistance? I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous about this. I'll do my best. I'll back them up.
I will give it my all. Please support them.
Take a breather.
You forced your way into my city and kill innocent people. And you're shameless enough to claim you're on the side of justice.
I mean, I'm not happy about this either, to be fair.
I may have one foot in the grave.
You got my back?
But I insist I keep the other out of it for the time being.
Yep, you do that.
Just time to ready. Follow me.
Let's finish this.
We're going for broke. It's over.
They made a very formidable duo. I wonder if our paths will cross again in the future.
At least I can die in my hometown.
And the only other stronghold... Oh, there's one down there. When did we lose that?
Shall we? I must succeed.
Not a problem. I've got this.
We will proceed. We must strive to perform...
Let's move. I'm on it. Just leave it to me.
I must... My duty calls.
Oh boy.
Shall we? I'm...
This stronghold will fall!
Come with me.
To victory!
Yes, let us unite. This is the end. No, not yet. Shall we? I must succeed.
Take a breather.
The enemy's really serious
nervous about this. They're sending in so many soldiers.
There. We've done what we can.
Isn't it time for you to come out already, Duke Gert? A general ought to seek vengeance for his subordinates.
Be careful what you wish for. I've quite a lot of deaths to avenge by now.
Shall we?
Okay, everyone over.
We will proceed as planned.
Wait a minute. Isn't Duke Gert the guy from the paralogue that I hate? AKA the most idiotic NPC in the world? I think he might be. In that case, I might actually take some pleasure in this, because oh boy, I could not stand that paralogue.
Not a problem. I've got it.
Duke Gert is essential to our...
How ironic. My territory has always strived for peace, and it's the first claimed by the flames of war.
Our empire. He must be protected at all costs.
Okay, where are you? Ah, up there. Hey, Balthus.
I'm on it.
Do you
Just
fancy a
leave it
job?
to me.
I'm on fire!
I see they're putting up one last bit of futile resistance. Too bad it's not going to work.
Give me a hand.
Let's finish this!
We're going for broke. It's over.
This stronghold will fall!
I'm on it. No charge. Just leave it to me. I shall take the lead.
Run, Gert.
To me.
You must save.
Give me a hand,
Her Majesty.
We must save Her Majesty does give the implication of we know something's up with Edelgard.
Lament your weakness. Now. Stay calm.
We must press up, shall we? I must succeed.
I'm on it. No job.
This is as far as we go. Forgive our weakness.
No, you've done plenty. You have my gratitude.
Let us crush their defenses.
There we go.
I cannot perish here. I must protect the Empire.
Our enemies fought well. To be honest, I'm not sure how much more we can endure. We've taken the main hall. Victory is ours, Knights of Fargus!
Woohoo! We did a thing.
Could have gone back. I have not.
Hey!
How can I bet?
Can't wait.
I have yet.
Lindy! And Constance.
The enemy fought like they were possessed out there. One wrong move and we'd have been finished.
Imperial nobles will battle to the bitter end to protect their homes, just as we would. I suggest you get used to it. Everyone we face from this point forward will strike at us with the same vigor.
I guess it's kill or be killed, huh? It's exhausting just thinking about the road ahead.
Do not complain. We are only doing this to restore peace to Fodlan, remember?
I can't say I blame you for worrying. This is a difficult campaign in every sense of the word. For one, the unfamiliar terrain greatly favors our enemy. And however noble our cause, the guilt of invading our neighbors will always weigh heavy on our minds.
Be that as it may, we can't turn back now. If the kingdom and empire cannot coexist, then there is no other choice but to fight.
He's right. We all know what'll happen to Fargus if we just sit back and let Adrestia do what they want.
So you all grasp the gravity of our actions, yet choose to march on regardless. It seems our rising lords have grown even stronger than I thought. The future of Fargus is a bright one indeed. For now, all we can do is commend our soldiers for delivering us a valiant triumph, and of course, bid they continue the march.
Kind of a weird close-up of Rodrigue there. Hey, dude.
When the sun sets on this war, only our king will be fettered by the vile moniker of invader.
Fun.
Don't put this all on him.
And it will fall on you to support him through it, Felix. You understand, yes?
Rodrigue, you're giving an awful lot of motivational speeches lately.
That is your duty as the shield of Fargus, and descendant of the hero Fraldarius.
Obviously.
Well then.
Oh, Rodrigue. You're up late.
Ah, yes. Preparing strategy proposals for tomorrow's war council. The more legwork I can do in advance, the smoother the process will go, thus lessening the burden on His Majesty. Even one as strong as he would collapse from overwork were all our council's an unchecked slog.
He barely sleeps as it is, right? Sometimes I see him face down on his desk, I guess catching what little shut-eye he can.
Yes, he reminds me of the late king in that sense. Lambert too ascended the throne at a young age. Too young, if you ask me. And struggled greatly to adapt to the many rigors of governance.
Guess you two knew each other a long time then. I'd heard you went to the academy together at least. I've gotta ask, is Dimitri really that much like his dad?
You would hardly be able to tell them apart were they in the same room now. Though Lambert did have a somewhat shorter temper. Still, they're birds of a feather compared to my son and I. The two of us are as different as the blackest night and the brightest day.
Yeah, yes and no, but eh.
Yeah, you're really not very similar at all. Your looks aside, of course.
If you're wondering where his stubbornness came from, that was entirely his mother. That said, he has come to resemble me over the years, though mostly in ways I had hoped to avoid.
Meaning what?
Yeah, that's ominous.
He can't live without some great purpose in life urging him forward. There is no peace in such an existence. I know, because I'm the same way.
You know, it gets serious when the music stops.
As Lambert's right hand, I devoted every waking moment to serving him, supporting him. And when he was lost, so too was my reason for being. I had no choice but to search for something else to propel me forth. In the end, and after much consideration, I chose to devote myself anew to Lambert. To seeing through the promise I had made him.
And what was that?
That should his son ever lose his way, I would be the one to set him back on the proper course. But I won't be here forever. Thankfully, His Majesty is blessed with friends like you. Ones who are willing to ease the immense burden on his shoulders.
Funny. I feel like Dimitri's been helping me this whole time, not the other way around. But it's all a give and take in the end, right? You've done more than your fair share for me, too.
This is entirely too much Rodrigue focus, and it's making me nervous about the next chapter.
I'm glad to hear that, truly. But to be frank, my own shortcomings have grown alarmingly clear of late. It's not enough to simply stand by his side and support. He needs someone to grab his hand and pull him in the right direction.
And you don't think you can do that? Even with Gustav's help?
At the end of the day, he and I are nothing more than His Majesty's retainers. We cannot view Fodlin through his eyes. But you stand on equal footing with him as a trusted friend. Such a bond is a rare thing indeed.
I mean, of all of the people you could have been having this talk with, including your own son, I feel like Shell is probably the worst one, but sure.
Dimitri's my leader, yeah, but he's a friend first. Probably helps that I'm not part of the nobility.
Is that the root of it, I wonder? If I recall, you were born in Alliance territory, yes?
Yep, in a remote mountain town off in Ordelia lands. Honestly, I don't remember much more than that. And with this weird power and all, it's hard to say for sure where I really came from.
Have I said lately that wouldn't it be wild if it was Lady Patricia who raised Chell? I don't remember.
Well, if you ask me, those things, your background, your abilities, don't matter much in the end. I can't blame you for being curious, of course, but we haven't put our faith in you because of whose child you are. The relationships you've built in your time here transcend whatever blood may flow in your veins.
Huh, what a wonderful human being. A true man of character.
Yeah, they're definitely killing him off, aren't they?
Anyway, seeing as you're here, I was hoping you might be willing to share some of your wisdom with me. I would love to know a mercenary's thoughts on the proper location to stage an ambush, and where in that position our archers should take up posts.
Now we're talking. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't trust that at all, but that's a problem for next episode. Which, ooh, we're on chapter 12. Could be an entire experience, so until then, thank you for watching, and goodbye.